What's going on, guys? Welcome back into the channel. Today we're going to be on the Madden 22 free trial here prior to the game actually coming out. And we're going to be breaking down franchise modes, menus, and everything so that you know exactly where everything's at whenever you're going into franchise mode here on Madden 22. Now, the first thing that I'm going to start out in today's video by saying is that this game is very much similar to Madden 21. So the layout that you see here, while the color schemes, the theme of everything is slightly different from Madden 21, the layout is pretty much the same. You're going to have the same highlights here on the left side, the advertisements and all of that stuff. You're going to have the same bar across the middle in the play modes where it essentially sorts by whatever you clicked on most recently. So if I clicked into Ultimate Team, it would shift that to the front. If you click on Franchise Mode, it shifts that to the front, etc., etc. So you're going to have the same type of system going on here with the main menu, and you have the same system going on over here on the right side with the settings and everything like that. So not too much new from the main menu perspective. We're going to go ahead and jump into Franchise Mode where there are some changes to how things are laid out, and we'll go ahead and break those down for you here quickly. So they have shifted around quite a bit here within Madden 22 in terms of how you actually access everything that you're going through within the game. And so the main difference here that I am noticing is that your team page is combined with your home page, your activities page now. So in terms of managing your team, managing your stadium, managing your finances, all that stuff if you're an owner, managing your depth chart, your roster, your trades, your free agents, all of that stuff is now combined under your activities page. So this is your things to do page that combines your training, combines your playing your games, advancing from week to week, developing players, all those different things, scouting players. They will all pop up underneath of this tab here, the activities tab, the home tab. And so what you essentially need to understand here from this perspective is that there are now some things rolled up into this tab that weren't here before, that were a separate tab before. So you used to have your team page where it would break out everything to do with your roster, everything to do with your team, free agents, trades, all of that stuff was broken out into its separate tab here, which I would have put between home and news. And that's fine. They changed this so that it is now an activities type of thing, which it kind of makes sense to be rolled up in here because everything to do with your team is technically an activity, but this is where you go now to access everything for your team from that aspect. So under your home page, under your activities page, if you want to do any type of transactions with your teams, even monitoring your salary, anything of that nature, it's going to be right here where you guys can see adjust lineup, depth chart, NFL rosters, re-sign players, team salaries, improved team, injury report, trade center, and free agents. All of that stuff that used to be its completely own tab up at the top is now combined under Manage Roster under your Activities homepage. And that's extremely important. And what I've tested out is if you are an owner, the same thing is true for owner mode. There will be a separate thing under here for managing your team. I forget exactly what it's called because I'm not in owner mode right now, but you would click on that, which would be under Manage Roster. It would be between these two right here, and it will specifically say, stadium, finances, all that various different stuff that would have been its own tab before is now going to all pop up under your activities page, and that is key because if you want to access most of what you need to access to manage your franchise here within Madden 22, it's pretty much all going to be under the activities page. I kind of like it because it's all grouped together in the same spot, but I also kind of don't like it because it's not quite as easy to access. It's not as smooth as it used to be. So there's kind of a give and take there. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about that change, but that's where you access most of what is needed for franchise mode this year. Essentially what they replaced that menu with, though, and I think that this is essentially what they did, is they did a bit of shifting more than anything. So this is very much the same kind of menu that we've gotten in the past, but I think what they did was they shifted things around. And so now instead of a team tab, you get a dedicated news tab. And so you will get a complete screenshots page here under the news tab, where if I click into it, you guys will see the details on that. As you play games, snapshots from your your best plays of the game are automatically saved and appear here, and you can also manually take snapshots in the instant replay mode, and those will, I guess, appear here as well. And so this was a feature in the game before. You had to like press triangle on the home page to get to it. It was not obvious, it was not very effective, it didn't work very well. You now have a dedicated page for it, and next to that you also have the top stories, which you can scroll through, and this is actually really nice, the way that you can scroll through these, read these. They're in a very nice font, very easy to read, very organized. I like this a lot. And then you can also hold in L2 to sort your top stories, whether it's latest, within the last week, within the archive, within the draft. I really like the way that this works. I think that this is a nice breakout here, and you can do the same exact thing with the Twitter reactions and all of that. You can sort with R2 by latest and draft and things like that. So you have a complete dedicated news page this year. I think that what they did, like I said, is they shifted all of the news stuff here into the tab where the team stuff used to be, and the team stuff got rolled up into the home activities tab. Then if you press the bumper one more time and go over to the League tab, you're going to have all of the same exact information that you would have had in the past here under the League tab, which is going to be your schedule, stats and awards, X Factor database, league transactions, and league history. This is all exactly the same as it used to be, pretty much in the same order, but you're also going to get these tabs where you can, click real quick, press square in the middle of the screen to view schedule, and you're going to get to pop into the view schedule from there. So, they reorganized this a little bit. You're also going to get a top performers page on the right side, so you're going to get various information in addition to just these things right here, which I think is nice because you get a standings look here on the left side. That's really nice to see, or I guess not really a standings look, but a game look at when everybody's playing. That's much easier to read on a base level. You can just look right there and see who's playing in any given week in comparison to the way that it used to be. I like this quite a bit, but with that being said, this is all the same information and the same exact things that were here in prior Madden. Just to give you a quick breakdown of each of these things so that you know exactly what I'm talking about, when you click on schedule, you'll get your team, league, and playoff picture options as you used to. Whenever you go and click into the stats page, it is going to bring up the exact same stats page from Madden 21 where it breaks everything down by player stats, team stats, legacy leaderboard, NFL records, awards. All of that stuff is broken down in pretty much the same exact menu as what there used to be. The X Factor database is also similar in that it's just going to bring up the X factors, which you can also sort by team. So that's a nice little tool for you as well, but something that has been carried over for you. The league transactions page, if you click on that, it's going to look exactly the same as it has in the past. You're going to have the same options there to sort through transactions. And then the league history page, again, the new feature that they added last year, looks exactly the same as they added it to last year. And then the last tab that we get here is the options tab. Everything here is pretty standard. You have your franchise settings, your specific user settings. You have the new members tab, your demand release tab, and your retire tab. All of these things are exactly the same as they used to be in the past. However, the members tab is the feature that you guys might remember I was kind of ranting and raving about this. You guys can see a nice user breakdown of who's in what division, who's actually a user player, what teams are available. So keep in mind that this feature is here for you under the settings section. This is going to make it a lot easier for you guys to keep track of what's going on within your leagues, so you know what teams are available, how to balance out divisions, all different types of things like that. It's going to be extremely helpful to have this tool. You can scroll through real nice and easy and click on these teams. You can say, invite a user to those teams and things like that. It's very, very nice, and you can do all your tools from here, from clearing cap penalties and things like that from this screen. So a very nice addition to this year's Madden, and I'm very excited about this tool because as a franchise owner for multiple leagues, this is going to make my life a lot easier. And then the final thing that I want to draw attention to that I have not mentioned yet is the Manage Staff tab here on the Activities page. So the Manage Staff tab is going to bring you to the options that allow you to edit your team's schemes, formation subs, auto subs, and editing your coach's appearance and things like that. Those were all also included under the team page in their own section. They are now rolled up into the Manage Staff section. However, the new addition is the Franchise Staff menu and the skill trees and everything like that, the talent trees. And so this is slightly different from the way that it used to be. It is much easier to utilize than the old staff system used to be. So this is a nice addition and improvement to the game. I'm glad that we have it right now. Obviously, we don't have everything for franchise mode. Stay tuned for that stuff coming in September, whenever that September franchise update drops. But really, franchise mode should be reasonably playable for you guys. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, wait till the September update, wait till the September update. But if you want to get in a year or two in a franchise or be competitive with your friends and stuff like that, there's nothing that's stopping you from doing that, because there are some nice additions to franchise mode that are already in the game here, and you can utilize franchise mode to near its full potential. Obviously, you don't have the modern scouting system that they're going to be improving into the game and stuff like that, but you guys can run a nice franchise mode. And then the only other things that I have not mentioned today, information wise, in terms of where are things at in franchise mode, are you guys can see the main things on the screen right here. You guys can see the team overalls compared against each other, so you get really nice information in terms of your week's matchup. You also get down here at the bottom the information on the top player for the opposing teams and things like that. You get to view standings, you get to view your goals and all of that stuff. So, certainly some nice additions to the information that we're going to be getting this year. And I think that is one key that Madden has clearly, and EA have clearly keyed in on, is making sure that they give us more information, more feedback within the system to make this feel more immersive. And so I think they've done a good job of that. You guys can see the way they have things laid out. And that's it for you guys. That is franchise mode this year. Like I said, a lot of the same things. It is generally speaking the same exact franchise mode as Madden 21, with a couple of additions and obviously a few things moved around and a few improvements here and there. So whenever you jump into franchise mode, don't be worried, don't be confused about where everything's at. It's all there. You just kind of got to get used to the new method, the new system that they have for organizing everything. So hopefully this video was helpful to you in some way. If it was, leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and comment down below. I can't wait to be on Madden 22 and start making more videos for you guys. I'll see you in the next one, and I hope you have a good one.